part of what we have as humans is, he describes them as deceitful or lying desires. If you go back to the garden, think about what Eve says when Satan tempts her, right? Eve, once Satan says, you should eat of this tree, she says, no, God said not to eat of this tree. Did God say you shouldn't touch it? And this whole conversation goes back and forth, right? And then the text tells us what Eve saw, that the fruit was good, it was a delight to the eyes, and it would make them wise. All right, so is there any problem with Eve looking at a fruit and thinking, that's good, I'd like to eat it? Not by itself. You had a whole garden of fruit trees. And she was supposed to say, wow, God gave us this one, this is good. So the desire to find fruit that was good, not a problem in itself. How about to be delighted in the creation God had made, to look at it and say, that looks good? Nothing wrong with that desire either, right? How about the desire to be wise? It's worded carefully there. So she looks at three desires. Here's good fruit that I want to eat. Here's something that looks good. It's beautiful. Here's a desire to be wise. Three desires, all given by God. Desires that in themselves are not bad, which is what makes them deceitful, by the way. And then she grabs the fruit and she eats it, and all the problems that come from that. Because these desires that feel like they're inside us, there's at least two ways they can be a problem. They can be misdirected. So in this case, that's what it was. You go, here, this tree is great, enjoy it. This tree is great, enjoy it. This tree is great, enjoy it. Wisdom is good. Listen to God and get wisdom, right? The desires were good, but then she misdirected those desires to the one thing God said you shouldn't partake of. So it's aimed in the wrong place. For example, you could have a desire for safety. So I want to be safe. Of course, everybody wants to be safe. Nothing wrong with that desire. But if it's misdirected so that you say, I'm going to trust myself so that I will lie to others in order to stay safe. Well, now here's a perfectly fine desire aimed at the wrong thing, which results in sin and destructive, diseased, corrupt consequences. Or God gives desires for sexuality. And within marriage, that's wonderful. And if it's misdirected, if it's aimed at the wrong kind of fulfillment, that becomes not, it was a good desire, it becomes a sinful one because it deceives you into thinking you can follow that desire instead.